6B, 9-6B, if you will. And, you know, it seems like we're having to write more and more code, but our code is just getting longer because we're having this additional class tagged on the end of what we're doing. So on this one, we've got to create a conference class. It's going to have a group, a date, attendees. We also need an iComparable.compareTo method so that conference objects can be sorted in order from least to greatest attendees. All right. Let's go through and create that class and walk through the code. Here we go. Here's our class. There's our conference, and it has an iComparable method associated with it. And we've got private string, which is group, private string, which is date, private int, which is attendees. We've got public string group. There's the outside one that everybody else can get to. Get set, date, attendees, those are all public. We've got the small a, those are the local ones. And then here's our iComparable. This method has a compare to, and it will have a return val in it. We've got conference temp equals conference O if this dot attendees is greater than temp dot attendees. We come up with an instance of conference, which is temp. And we're comparing this object with our temp. And if it's greater, add 1. If it's not, make it -1. If not, then it's a wash and we get 0. And it's keeping track of the two values. So we have to, in our main, we've got to create an instance of conference. Now, it's not just a single instance of conference. We need an array of conferences. Okay. I need 5 conferences in this array. Now, go ahead and lay the code down in my main here. And here's our conference array. It's an array of conferences, has 5 conferences in it. We're going to go through each conference and populate this thing with an instance of a conference. Conference array 0 is a new instance of a conference. Conference array 1 is a new instance of a conference. So we have ultimately 5 conference objects stored in this conference array. Then we'll go through and sort the array item by item and output the date, the groups on all those items that would be in there. Now we'd have to go through, if we run this, we're going to have to go through and populate name, date, how many attendees. Let's let this system go through and test this for us and put the data in there and see if it does what it's supposed to do. Because we're okay. So So here's where it's actually testing it. Conference class test. It ran it, new instance, group 1, the date, how many attendees, group 1, date, how many attendees, and it matched up and it went live. I went through and did it again, a couple more times. Let's try different languages here. June 30 Ruby. Okay. So it tested it, everything worked the way we wanted it to work. We're doing more of the same. We're creating instances of a class, and we're overwhelmingly, more and more often, storing them in arrays. Because ultimately we're going to have to keep these things together, and we want to do the same thing with each one of them, and that for loop really helps us do that. So I'll see you in the next one. That's 9-6.